This video is about the top 10 richest men in Nigeria and their current net worth according to Forbes list, via Afrokonnect. In this video, you will find information about the wealthiest business moguls in Nigeria. We will also reveal their sources of income, investments, assets, awards, short wiki bio, and more. You will be surprised to know that the richest Nigerian men today are not necessarily the people you see on social media flaunting. Most of them are serious businessmen that rarely post on social media. When they do, then it is usually very important. These billionaires own and represent multinational brands. They also rep Nigeria on the African continent. For example, the richest black man in the world today is a Nigerian, and that's a positive to take. Nigeria is one of the most widely known countries in Africa, with personalities respected and active in almost every industry. However, we must take notice of the uneven wealth distribution in Nigeria. Despite the fact that Nigeria has some of the richest men in Africa, the country still has some of the poorest communities and citizens. Safe to say, the wealth distribution across Nigeria is very poor. As a result, the rich keep getting richer while the poor languish in poverty. So, let us start the countdown without taking too much of your precious time. 10. Leonard Stanley Nnamdi-Aika. On the 10th spot we have Mr. Leonard Stanley Nnamdi-Aika, and he has held this position for a while now. Though the name might not sound very familiar to some people, Leonard Stanley Nnamdi-Aika is a highly respected businessman. Nnamdi-Aika is an indigene of Imo State, and he is one of the billionaires we have in Nigeria. He was born and brought up in Imo State, where he completed his basic and tertiary education. His father was a dietitian and his mother was a nurse. While growing up as a kid, he was sponsored by his parents. Leonard Stanley attended and completed his secondary education at the popular Holy Ghost College in Owerri. Shortly after, he proceeded to earn his first degree in economics at the Punjab University. By the year 2001, he was already done with school and he decided to establish the Zynox Technologies Ltd. A company he started to manufacture and repair computers and related accessories. To some, this was the turning point for Leonard Stanley. The business went on to achieve massive heights. For instance, he became the first to manufacture computers with WHQL certification. It took him just few more years to achieve NIS ISO 2000, 9001 QMS certification. Leonard Stanley Nnamdi-Aika owns 99% stake in one of the biggest e-commerce Akonga. He also has other businesses that are currently doing well. However, Zynox Technologies Ltd. is his main source of wealth. At the moment, Leonard Stanley has an estimated net worth of $1 billion, which equals around 415,260,000,000 Nigerian naira. 9. Pascal Dozie. The name Pascal Dozie is very popular in the eastern part of Nigeria, majorly because he is a billionaire. Just like Leonard Stanley, Pascal also attended the popular Holy Ghost College in Owerri for his basic education, as both of them are from Imo State. He went on to acquire his first degree in economics at the London School of Economics. Over the years, Mr. Pascal Dozie has shown and proven that he is a wealth creator. He was able to create a long and lasting career which has been active for over 2 decades and counting. Before his breakthrough, Pascal worked as a part-time lecturer at the Northwestern Polytechnic. His glorious career kick started after securing employment at the National Economic Development Office in the United Kingdom. Pascal Dozie was so good that he got several employment offers in different economic and consulting capacities. He decided to accept the one that came from Central Bank of Nigeria. Now he owns a private company known as the African Development Consulting Group, ADCG. This company set a path for Diamond Bank, which was later merged with Access Bank, one of the best banks in Nigeria today. Notably, Pascal Dozie was once the president of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NSE, and chairman of the MTN Group. All of these achievements contributed to his wealth, and at the moment Pascal Dozie has an estimated net worth of $1.1 billion, which equals 456,786,000,000 Nigerian naira. 8. Jimo Ibrahim. Jimoh Ibrahim is one of the richest Nigerian men, currently holding the 8th spot. He is a native of Ondo State and he spent most of his life in the southwestern region of the country. Jimoh secured his first degree and master's in law from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University in Osun State. Afterward, he proceeded to Harvard University, where he graduated with a master's degree in law, as well as international taxation. He is a well-educated and one of the most respected individuals in the country. Interestingly, most of his riches and wealth came through diversified investments in oil and gas distribution, hotels, resorts, airlines, banking, real estate, insurance, publishing among others. At the moment, Jimoh Ibrahim has an estimated net worth of $1.2 billion, which equals around 498,312,000,000 Nigerian naira. That makes Jimoh Ibrahim the 8th richest man in Nigeria. 7. Alpha Kariboye-Igbo. Alpha Kariboye-Igbo is the real name of Nigerian oil and gas business mogul. He was born on the 21st of August, 1981, and he's a Nigerian by birth, though he hardly stays in the county. Basically, Alpha controls most of his businesses on the go from outside Nigeria. He is fondly called the oil money by his 8+ million followers on Instagram. Alpha Kariboye is an influential businessman, entrepreneur, investor, and a record label owner. One of his investments in the entertainment industry came through his subsidiary group known as the Oil Money Records. Though his position on the list of Nigerian billionaires has been threatened, we all know Alpha is stinky rich. However, his Wikipedia page was deleted as a result of unverifiable information shared and multiple fake claims by the subject. I did a Google search, saw 3 reliable sources, opened the sources and saw they were all unreliable pieces. They either were written by a guest editor or were a sponsored post. A supermajority are sponsored posts, Wikipedia editor. Nevertheless, based on materials we could find online, it is said to be that at the moment Alpha Kariboye-Igbo has an estimated net worth of $1.4 billion, which equals around 581,364,000,000 Nigerian naira. 6. Tony Elumelu. Now this particular name is relatively popular in Nigeria and across Africa. In fact, this man was named on Time's list of 100 most influential people in the world. If you don't know Tony Elumelu because of UBA, you probably heard the name because of Wizkid. Tony Elumelu is the founder of Tony Elumelu Foundation. He is a philanthropist, a Nigerian economist and a businessman. His full name is Anthony Onyemeke Elumelu and he was born on the 22th March 1963 in Jos, Plateau State. While growing up he secured his first bachelor's degree and master's degrees in economics at the Ambrose Ali University and the University of Lagos respectively. Over the years and during the course of his career, Tony Elumelu has been affiliated with Standard Trust Bank as well as United Bank for Africa, UBA, as a group managing director. Following his retirement, he started his foundation which was aimed at empowering youths and entrepreneurs in Africa. He also plays a major role in financial institutions and currently chairs the Heirs Holdings, which handled his investments in different sectors such as finance, health, energy, real estate, and agriculture. At the moment Tony Elumelu has an estimated net worth of $1.5 billion, which equals around 622,890,000,000 Nigerian naira. 5. Femi Otedola. Femi Otedola is one of the most popular billionaires in Nigeria at the moment. He is the father of popular Nigerian disc jockey, DJ Cuppy, and TV star, Temi Otedola. Otedola is not just popular, he is also very much well respected in Nigeria and beyond. Femi Otedola is a businessman, philanthropist, investor and the son of former Lagos State Governor, Sir Michael Otedola. He was born and bred in Ibadan, Oyo State, though he currently resides in Lagos State, Nigeria. While growing up, Femi Otedola attended Olivet Baptist Heights for his secondary education. He went on to secure his first degree at the Obafemi Awolowo University in Osun State. After his education, Femi Otedola decided to start up his business career. He did that for over 2 decades. Most of his wealth came through numerous investments, majorly in the real estate, fuel marketing, finance among others. He was able to raise enough capital which enabled him to purchase shares in some of the biggest companies. For instance, Femi Otedola owns shares in Forte Oil, Centreforce Limited, Swift Insurance, Seaforce Shipping Company, Xenon FO Properties, and Adrova plc. All of these businesses contributed to his wealth. At the moment, Femi Otedola has an estimated net worth of $1.8 billion according to Forbes, which equals around 747,468,000,000 Nigerian naira. This has made Femi Otedola one of the richest men in Nigeria since 2006. 4. Orji user Kalu. Literally, this is the first politician on this list of wealthiest men in Nigeria. Probably because most politicians don't declare their wealth publicly. Nevertheless, Orji user Kalu is a popular Nigerian politician and a business person. He was born on the April 21, 1960 in Abia State, and he is married to Ifeoma Orji user Kalu. Orji user Kalu is a billionaire that became very popular due to some key positions he held and currently holding. Namely, he is a two-term former governor of Abia State, Nigeria, spending a total of 8 years in office. He left the position following scandals involving bribery and corruption which lead to his arrest. After the controversy, he kept the ball rolling and continued his business as usual. He is one of the leading palm oil traders in Nigeria and among the richest men in Nigeria. Also, he is involved in selling and production of high-grade exquisite furnitures. Orji user Kalu later founded his company known as SLOK Holdings. The company went on to have several subsidiaries in Nigeria and across Africa. At the moment, Orji user Kalu has an estimated net worth of $2.3 million, which equals around 955,098,000,000 Nigerian naira. 3. Abdul Samad Rabiu. Abdul Samad Isiaku Rabiu is the full name of northern Nigerian businessman and a philanthropist. He was born on August 4, 1960 in the northern commercial city, Kano, Nigeria. His father was also a popular serial entrepreneur and a business mogul who is known as Khalifa Isiaku Rabiu. In fact, his father was among the pioneers of Nigeria's industrialist between the 1970s and 1980s. Though Abdul Samad inherited some of his father's businesses and company, he was still able to run the business perfectly as well as creating more wealth and employment opportunities. Credit must be given to him as many would have failed, leading to the crumble of such business. Before he took over from his father, Abdul Samad secured a degree at the University of Columbia. When he came back to Nigeria, he founded his own company known as BUA International Group. The company took over from where his father left. They focused on trading of commodities such as rice, ground nut oil, flour, iron as well as steel. The success of this new investment has largely contributed to Samad's huge chunk of wealth. At the moment, Abdul Samad Isiaku Rabiu has an estimated net worth of $5.5 billion, which equals around 2,283,930,000,000 Nigerian naira. 2. Mike Adenuga. The name Mike Adenuga is very familiar to most people. I have been hearing this name for as long as I can remember. He was able to stay in the game for so long, and he is currently among the top Nigerian billionaires. Chief Michael Adeniyi Agbalade Ishola Adenuga Jr., popularly known as just Mike Adenuga, is a Nigerian billionaire businessman. He born on April 29, 1953 in Ibadan, Nigeria. Adenuga is one of the most reputable people in Nigeria and across the whole world. His sources of income are credible and very much legit for everyone that wants to investigate. Mike Adenuga is not just among the richest men in Nigeria today, but he is also among the richest people in Africa as well. We have to give credit to his telecommunication company Globacom, which has spread all over Nigeria and some part of Africa. This company has created millions of jobs to millions of people locally and internationally. In 2008, his company launched in Benin and gradually penetrated Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, among others. Mike Adenuga also owns huge shares in Equatorial Bank as well as Con Oil. According to Forbes, Mike Adenuga has an estimated net worth of $6.8 billion, which equals around 2,823,768,000,000 Nigerian naira. This makes Mike Adenuga the second richest man in Nigeria. Recommended. Top 10 richest Nigerian musicians and their net worth. 1. Aliko Dangote. The number one spot for the wealthiest men in Nigeria belongs to the richest black man in the world, Aliko Dangote. I mean, this man is the real giant of Africa and the biggest name when it comes to wealth in Nigeria and the whole of Africa. Aliko Dangote is a Nigerian billionaire business magnate born on April 10, 1957 in Kano State, Nigeria. Dangote is the founder as well as the current chairman and CEO of the Dangote Group. The group consists of the Dangote sugar refinery, cement, flour, and so much more. His company is the largest industrial conglomerate in West Africa as of time of this publication. Dangote is a serial mogul who is undoubtedly the wealthiest person in Africa. He has created wealth, opportunities, employment and so much more in Nigeria and across Africa. This is a man with so much success on his portfolio, with an excellent business knowledge and experience. According to Forbes, Aliko Dangote has an estimated net worth of $14 billion, which equals around 5,813,640,000,000 Nigerian naira. This makes Aliko Dangote the richest man in Nigeria as well as the most innovative businessman to ever exist in the African continent. Now that you know the richest man in Nigeria, you can as well check out the richest women in Nigeria and their source of income. In conclusion, one thing is certain, most of these Nigerian billionaires have multiple streams of income. If you look at their sources of income, you will realize they engage in more than one business. And, to be honest, in this current economic state, we must admit that one source of income will most likely not make you a millionaire, talk more of a billionaire. Ultimately, you will agree with me that Nigeria is blessed with resources and environment that can produce even more millionaires and billionaires. Unfortunately, only a fraction of the Nigerian population is able to tap into this opportunity. This brings us to the end of this video about the top 10 richest men in Nigeria and their current net worth according to Forbes list, via Afrokonnect. Let us know what you think via the comment section.